Hey yo everybody, happy Tuesday. We are back and we are on time. That hasn't happened for the past 2 weeks, but yeah, let's just get this shit show on the road, okay? So this episode was low-key cringe. Low-key. But it had some good moments and there were a lot of giveaways. The girls walk in after Tina's runway and Utica is up there doing her crazy shit like, oh, I just lip synced and lip sync sets me on fire and blah blah blah. Very weird. But then Candy is really in her feelings because one, her good Judy Tina just went home, and two, sis is the only person there that has not gotten a win, so obviously she's gonna feel some type of way about it. So, new day in the workroom, the girls walk in, and for the mini challenge, I really enjoyed this mini challenge. The girls are doing a makeup tutorial for Anastasia Beverly Hills, and then afterwards, they're supposed to take a selfie. Now, they're supposed to work in pairs, but the way that they're going to do it, one girl is going to be the face, and another girl is going to be the arms. The first group was Candy and Rose, and I genuinely laughed. They were really good. They were really funny. Rose was the face and Candy was the arms, and Rose actually sounded like a beauty guru. She sounded like to know what she had to do. She sounded professional, and she's just like, hi guys, my name is Samantha. It was just everything and a bag of chips. Clear winner. Simone and Olivia, they weren't funny at all. Simone was the face, Olivia was the arms. It was like, meh. Gottmik and Utica, they were kind of funny, but not really funny. So Gottmik was the face, Utica was the arms. Gottmik was trying to do her thing, and Utica was just not working with her. Utica was doing some weird shit, like having Gottmik taste the setting powder or trying to glue Gottmik's lips together. It was Utica being Utica, but it was just not working. You know what I'm saying? So the clear winners are Candy and Rose. I agree with that 100%. They were genuinely funny and they did the damn thing. So we get to find out what the maxi challenge is, and it's a roast, a nice girls roast at that. So how that goes is they're essentially like doing the reading challenge but on a larger scale. I don't know how to define a roast, but yeah, that's how I see it. They're being mean but funny mean. So the girls that they will be roasting are past miscongenialities. So it's Valentina, it is Heidi, and it is Tina West. Another week, and Olivia is nervous about this once again because she is not mean. She's a nice girl and she doesn't think she's funny. I don't think she's funny either. Gottmik is also a bit worried about this because this was the one challenge that she did not want because she does not think she's funny. Simone did not want a roast at all. She didn't think that she's funny, so she's another girl that's nervous. But she said that she's just here to do the damn thing, you know what I'm saying? So because Candy and Rosie just won the mini challenge, they have the honors of picking the position of the girls. Candy decided that she's gonna open the show, and then it's gonna be Simone, then Utica, then Gottmik, Olivia, and Rosie will close the show. The reason why the girls chose this order is because they want a strong start, they want a strong middle, and they want a strong finish. So essentially they have no faith in Simone, no faith in Utica, and no faith in Olivia. And spoiler alert, those girls were in the bottom, but we shall move on. Utica did that thing again where she says to Olivia in front of her face, girl, I'm really confident that you will do good in this. But in the confessionals, she's just like, I'm most worried about Olivia. So Utica, why did you not say this to Olivia's face? This is like the second time we're doing this shit. Rose is over in her own little world, writing her jokes, laughing to herself, saying, yeah, that's good, that's good. And she's doing this shit out loud, and the other girls are looking at her all weird, like, huh? So it's time for rehearsals, and the comedy coaches are Michelle Visage and Lonnie Love. The first girl up for the rehearsals is Candy, and she came up with a cunt joke. But even though they used the word cunt like 3 times, Michelle was just like, listen, I don't want it to be a case where your whole set is like bleeped out and nobody's not getting it, because we want the persons in TV land to not censor you. So Candy's just like, oh, okay, no problem. They also tell her to enunciate her words a bit more, because we all know Candy. She talks fast. She has a lisp. We don't understand shit that Candy's saying half the goddamn time. Gottmik was a struggle bus at first, but she did get a few funny jokes in. So the coaches were just like, listen, girl, you need to be consistent with your jokes and just let it flow, because if you don't do that, they won't land as well and you won't be as funny. Olivia came out and she is like, you know, oh my gosh, I'm the nice girl, blah blah blah, because that's the persona that she has taken on for whatever reason. Michelle was like, listen, you're the nice girl, we all know this, blah blah blah, but if you come out there with some hard-hitting jokes, the crowd will not expect it and it will be great. So Olivia has a whole lot of work to do, because most of her material that she came in rehearsal with was trash. Rose was so great. She was so good. She was really prepared and the judges complimented her on that. But what they said to her was that she needed to shorten her jokes so she could get to the punchline faster and it will be great. Simone's rehearsals were a hot goddamn mess, and like I am worried for my girl, like legit worried. Her jokes had to be explained, like every single one of them, and if you have to explain your jokes, baby, it's not funny. Utica came out and at first she had to be explaining her jokes, and when Michelle and Lonnie finally got what her joke was, Utica just got plain mean, and she just kept on going and going and going, and it wasn't like mean and funny, it was like mean and really harsh, and Michelle was like, it needs to be funny. Surprisingly, after Utica's rehearsals, she bent in the corner and she was feeling really good about herself. And I'm wondering if I just watched the same rehearsals that she was a part of. But honey, like, your rehearsals were awful. During the get ready for the runway session, the girls were kind of just throwing insults and reads at each other and jabs. There was nothing much happening there, so I'm not even gonna talk about it. For the runway, there's no actual theme. Whatever the girls perform their roast in is what they're going to be judged in, which is very disappointing because I really wanted to see them girls walk down the runway in something different. But anyways, Mama Ru walks down the stage in this getup, and it's not horrible, it's not awful, it's like, I don't know. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's like so basic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not expect this from Mama Ru. But anyways, we're gonna move on. First, the Miss Congenialities walk out on stage. Nina West walks out, Valentina walks out, and then Heidi. Their fashion was just like, it's nothing to write home about. I liked Valentina's dress, but her makeup, burn it. Candy opens the show and she was really trying her best to enunciate her words, and it worked because I understood most of what she had to say without pulling it up 1 time, pulling it up 2 times. You know what I'm saying? The judges, they were laughing their faces off. Most of her jokes landed, which is good, and she looked good. Funnily, this is probably the best that I've seen Candy, and that is bad because it wasn't a fashion challenge, you know what I'm saying? But she did look good, and that waist, honey, was cinched to the gods. I loved it. Simone was next, and Simone. I think because Candy was like that good and she set the bar at a certain level, when Simone came out, it was just done. Like, she was awful, you know, but she looked even worse after Candy. So most of her jokes did not land. She had like probably 2 jokes in, and that was it. Her jokes were either really flat or there was a build up and no punchline. When she realized that she was bombing, she got really flustered with the cards and she was overthinking her jokes, and then she resorted to her voice, like that little black Jennifer Lawrence or Jennifer Lewis voice that she has. But at this point in time, it's getting really old. Simone, however, looked gorgeous. Her makeup was everything that gold against her skin, everything, the wig, everything. But unfortunately, it was not a fashion challenge, and I'm worried for my girl. Simone was bad. Simone was awful, but Utica was level 0. Ground 0, Utica was hell. Okay. She started off really strong with a joke about Simone's performance, but after that, it was like a plane crash, a car crash, a train crash, like a crash. It was a disaster. She was reading from her cards and messing up her words like she got dyslexic on stage or something. She came for Lonnie Love, and Lonnie was just like, girl, you're the one that's bombing. Then she came for RuPaul, and RuPaul gave her a nice double finger moment, and that was the funniest part of Utica's performance. Not Utica, but Lonnie's reaction and RuPaul's reaction. Like, that was genuinely funny, and Utica didn't have to say anything for it to be funny. Utica's performance really fucking sucked. For Utica's fashion, I liked what she was wearing. It was authentically Utica. It was really fashion and it looked good. Now we move on to Gottmik. Gottmik was surprisingly funny. She started at a level and she stayed there. Most of her jokes were hitting. Everybody was laughing. She was on a roll. She was consistent. And that is not what I expected from Gottmik. She was so nervous. I expected at least one hiccup, but she was smooth all the way through. I was really surprised, but surprised in a good way. The way she looked, though, she just looked normal, regular, like nothing to write home about. Olivia came out with her nice girl demeanor and she was acting all shy and she just stayed at one level. She was really stale. She did have a few jokes, but the delivery was so bad that the jokes were just like flatline. I've been saying this from day one that I'm just waiting on Olivia to go home. She has this personality that's just one note to me, and I've said this in previous videos already, like her nice girl personality with a smile and like it is just old to me at this point in time. I wish that she came out there with her nice girl demeanor and then she just turned into a complete bitch. Like she's just like, oh my god, I've never done a roast before, but let's do this. And like she just started jabbing everybody. That would have been so wonderful. But she started off at one level, stayed at one level, and it was shit. The way she looked, meh, like nothing to write home about. I don't like the dress. It was alright. Her makeup did look good though. Rose was so good. She didn't need any cards to be reading off of. Her jokes were consistent. She was hitting all of her jokes. She was just at a certain level. She truly ended that roast. I loved everything about it and she looked good doing it. I did agree with the judges that she was better in rehearsals, but she was still good. She was at a certain level and it was just hitting and hitting and hitting and consistent. I loved everything about it. After Rose was finished, they asked the Miss Congenialities if they had anything to say. So they got to say a few words. Heidi said her famous fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. What did Nina say? I don't remember what Nina said. And then Valentina said something about changing her title. It was whatever. It was clear from the jump who the girls at the top were going to be and who the girls at the bottom were going to be. Rose killed it. Gottmik was good. And Candy was good. The three bottom girls, obviously, Utica, Olivia, Simone. Crying for Simone because I really, really wanted Simone to do good. I did. But moving on. Candy won. And I don't agree with that because Rose was so good and was at a certain level that I thought that Rose was going to win. Like, I already knew that Gottmik was going to win. She was good, but she wasn't that good. But when they said Candy won, I was very confused. I think that was like a pity win because from the jump, that's all Candy was talking about. Oh, I haven't won a challenge yet. And even when the girls were getting ready to go on stage, they were still teasing Candy and saying, you know, you haven't gotten no winners yet, blah, blah, blah. So the two bottom girls are Simone and Utica, which I think is so full circle because these girls shared a win together, and for them to be in the bottom two lip syncing against each other, it's just like, what? But honestly, I don't think Simone should have been in the bottom. They keep on saving Olivia's ass, and at this point in time, I'm frustrated. Like, it is so obvious that they're pushing Olivia to be in the top, and Olivia does not deserve to be in the top. Olivia is not putting in the work. Yes, she has 2 wins, one of which I don't agree with, but this challenge, last week challenge too, last week she definitely deserved to be in the bottom. This week, that girl deserved to be in the bottom. Her roast was so fucking flat. I think Olivia needs a fire under her fucking ass. This is the second week and she's in the bottom again. Anyways, so the song is No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande, and Utica was being Utica, which is like wiggling all over stage and doing her weird shit. Simone was really nice and good, and she was really sexual and giving attitude and stuff like that, and she killed it. Simone definitely deserved to stay. As much as I don't want to see Utica go, her time was up. We move on to Untucked. Untucked was very, very, very uneventful. Like, I wasn't even really paying attention to it. The highlight was probably when the 3 Miss Congenialities came around the back and they were talking to the girls and asking questions. Oh, who takes the longest to get ready? Who went home first? Blah, blah, blah. Like, they were just asking some random questions and I wasn't really here for it. Untucked was like a snooze fest. Trust me, 100%. So that is it. 5 girls remain. Hopefully next week Olivia goes home, because if Olivia makes it to top 4, I'm going to be very upset. Simone deserves to be in the top 4. Candy, not so much, but since it's a top 4, if it's between Candy or Olivia, I'm choosing Candy. And we all know who my top 3 are at this point in time. Rose, Gottmik, and Simone. I want Simone to win, but I'm okay with Rose winning. If Gottmik wins, I'm burning something down. I don't know what I'm gonna burn down, but something is gonna get burnt the fuck down. Anyways, guys, that is it for my review, and that is it from me this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. My social media links are down below in my description box. Comment your opinions and all of them niceness there, and until I see you next, remember to be a beautiful soul, not just a gorgeous face. Bye. Oh my god, these birds.